Hey guys, NCS Fan 001 here for another one of those weekly trophy list update videos. Today's date is Monday, August 31st, so the last day of August 2020. So this will have covered the week of the 24th through the 30th. This was a very successful week. Got a lot of trophy progress done in quite a few different games. So let's get right into it because this might be a bit of a longer one. Now, as a couple of DLC notes real quick. For other games, let's see, it's not, where is it? Well, actually, you know what? It's going to be so far down on the list, I'm not going to scroll all the way down. But supposedly, The Outer Worlds is going to have its first expansion release on September 9th. So, maybe, I think it's around September 9th, maybe it's a different day, but sometime this September, we're getting the first Outer Worlds DLC. I really just have, like I said before, need to find a time to just sit down and play just that game for 2 or 3 weeks straight. But of course, it's pretty low on the priority list right now just because I'm still grinding away at the multiplayer stuff. The other DLC that I need to point out is that Borderlands 3, they're supposed to have their last DLC out this month as well, so that game should be possible to get to a full 100% sometime in the near future, unless they do decide to release more. I've heard rumors that they might actually release more, sort of the way that Borderlands 2 did. Because for those who don't remember, Borderlands 2 had its 4 main DLC packs, which were like Tiny Tina's Assault and a few others. So it had 4 main DLC packs. It had 5 Headhunter packs, which were basically real short DLCs with just a few missions apiece. And then it had a couple of Slaughter Arenas and a couple of new characters, I believe, that were all DLC. So it had a ton of stuff. So we'll see if Borderlands 3 does the same thing. As for actual trophy progress, we'll start out with Destiny 2, even though I didn't earn any trophies. I completed my 3rd Ascendant Challenge, so I just have 3 more of those to go. I'll do one each week for the next, 3 weeks, and then I'll be done with that starting on Tuesday. So I can do that. I'm still missing the other 2 weapons, have not found them yet, unfortunately, so hopefully I will get them by that point in time, or else I'll just have to find a way to grind for them. They're just 100% random drops. There's also the possibility of getting them from the cats if I get more small gifts of mint. So hopefully I can continue to work on that. Of course, we still have another couple of months until the next big expansion releases, the one that's going to take us to Europa. So I've talked about that enough in the last few videos that I think we can go ahead and look at the actual games I progressed on. So, first up, Call of Duty Advanced Warfare. Picked up a couple of trophies in this game. So for those who don't know about this game, I did this platinum a very long time ago. This would have been in my first 100 platinums, probably my first 75-ish or so. The platinum trophy is relatively easy because veteran isn't really much of a problem and most of the miscellaneous trophies are easy. And in fact, nearly all the trophies in this game are tied to the single player, which is really nice, but there's a few that aren't, and I'll point those out when we get to them eventually. But you have to do 50 Exo survival matches, which is pretty easy. You're going to want to work on that along with this one at the same time, because to get the survival bonus wave, you have to successfully complete 225 total rounds to unlock the Riot map, which is the prison map for this, and then that allows you to do the bonus wave. So that's one of the last trophies a lot of people unlock. You can go into someone else's lobby to do it, though. The 30 minutes with each class online is extremely easy. Then flipping a map and flipping a map twice, mainly flipping a map twice, because these require you to survive to round 25 and round 50, respectively. So those can be a little bit tough, but if you're struggling with it and can't seem to do it with even a decent group, then delete all the patches for the game, because that'll set it back to day 1 status, where there were a couple of maps that had invincibility spots that made it significantly easier. That's what I would highly recommend doing. Just go to an invincibility spot with an infinite ammo weapon and you're good to go. So that's what I would recommend for that one if you are struggling with it. Then as for the DLC, Havoc is pretty easy. I finished this one back in early 2015, right when it came out. I even have a trophy guide for it. This one's easy, but there are a couple of trophies that require co-op. I want to say it is, let's see, because that's the Easter egg. I want to say it's this one, you have to steal 10 kills, and then this one you have to access the exosuit without spending any money, which requires you to have your team buy it for you. It's not the easiest DLC ever made, probably by Call of Duty, but it's definitely not, a very difficult one. It's no harder than the main game, we'll put it that way. So don't worry too much about this one, and you should be good to go. It's these other 3 DLCs that are the concerning stuff with this game. So, Ascendance, I did not earn any trophies in, but I actually have the Easter egg done, activating Bubby. The Easter egg for this map is actually pretty easy. I got it done on my 2nd attempt. Killing Goliath with a melee attack isn't too bad. Cooking 50 zombies in a single game with the Magnetron's pretty easy. The Magnetron's a pretty decent weapon. We'll talk about the survivors in a second. Kill 100 with traps. I don't know if it had to be done in a single match, probably. This one's basically unmissable. Then just survive to round 25. None of that stuff's really difficult because Infection, it's not the easiest map in the world to survive on, but it is definitely the worst of the 4 maps in this game. Like, Outbreak isn't that good either, but Infection is really not very fun. It's mostly the last 2 that are actually a little more fun to play. The main trophies in this one that are a problem are the survivor trophies. You have to rescue a single survivor, which is extremely easy. It's going to be the first trophy a lot of people earn, along with the Wave 10 one. But you have to rescue 4 in a single game and a total of 20 across multiple games. This takes a very long time because at most you're going to get 4 in a game. You're really not going to be able to get more than 4 in a single game. So you're not going to be getting, this one's going to take a minimum of 5 pretty long games. This one, however, this one is really killing me because multiple times I've been able to get to 3, but I can never get a 4th one just because there's so many zombies and because the AI character that you're trying to rescue is so stupid. He just sits there and gets hit over and over by the zombies until he dies most of the time. This one I don't really think is possible unless you're playing in co-op. If you're playing in co-op, it shouldn't be that bad because one player can train a lot of the zombies and at least take a majority of them off of the player that's rescuing the survivor. So that's what I would recommend. That's what I think I'm going to end up having to do. And then this one, like I said, is just a grind. It's not really too difficult because I can usually consistently get 2 in a game and then, you know, don't really play too much after that, but just get, you know, the first 2 or the 2nd and 3rd ones and you're good to go. Then we have Supremacy. I actually did earn a couple of trophies here, so you have to reach round 30. That I haven't actually tried for that one yet, but that seems to be the hardest of the round-based trophies in all of the DLC. So I'm not looking forward to that one. Then we have the Easter egg for sinking the boat. I don't think this is that hard of an Easter egg from what I've read, but it's best done in co-op because there's a couple of steps that require one player to really concentrate on the gameplay while the other players just train the zombies away from them. That's what I would definitely recommend for that because keeping crawlers doesn't really work in Advanced Warfare, so I would recommend being a little bit careful with that. Having 2 people will definitely make it a little bit easier. The grenade disposal machine 30 times in a single match is very easy. It's that Plinko machine thing, I think. I'm not 100% sure on that, so don't quote me on that one. Defuse 5 gas bombs in a single match. This one's not too hard. It just requires you to survive a decent way to defuse some bombs. It's the annoying gimmick, because every map has these stupid gimmicks that no one wants to deal with. Like, whether it's the infected zombies, or if it's, on this one, it's the bombs getting planted. It's just really annoying. Ride Chompy for 5 minutes. It doesn't have to be done in a single riding of Chompy. It can be done over the course of multiple rides, just as long as it's in a single match. It's not too difficult. This one, I don't remember how you do it, but it's not that hard. I don't remember it being a real problem. Then this one, I'm really surprised I didn't get this one back in the day, because it's actually really, really easy. All you have to do is just get... This is one of the wonder weapons on the map, or the main wonder weapon. Just kill 18 zombies with a single shot. Just train them up. It's really quite easy. I don't know why I didn't get it back in the day. Explosive Touch is one of the drops you can get. It's the star one that just makes you kill everything you touch. Just wait to pick it up when you get like a giant group of zombies together, like for the LZ-52, and you're good to go just doing it there. Jumping over 4 sharks in 10 seconds. This one is just kind of weird and possibly a little bit buggy, and yeah, that was all I got on this map. This one's, it's a little bit buggy, I think, because sometimes you'll do it and it doesn't seem to count. But there's 4 total sharks, and one of them you have to attract by dropping a bunch of blood through the floor, like the floor grates. But the other 3 are all in a stationary position, so it's a little weird, but it's not really difficult. I just don't know why I didn't get it before, probably because it was just maybe a little bit buggy. And then, Reckoning. Oh boy, this DLC. Oh, have I got an issue with this one? So you have to defeat Oz twice in a single match, which is done on rounds, I believe, 13 and 20. And those are not that difficult. That's really not much to worry about. I did them both solo in the same match in like the course of a little over an hour. That's not really much to worry about. We'll talk about the missing trophies here in a second, but you do have to kill Oz with a blunderbuss and punch him with a Goliath in any game. Neither of those are really difficult. I just didn't get the blunderbuss one last time because I was focused on the Goliath and on just getting through the final boss because I didn't have the blunderbuss at the time. That's not really difficult. Just, you know, kill him with the blunderbuss. It's not too terribly difficult because the blunderbuss is pretty strong. Cross the water with a teleport grenade. You just have to throw it in a very specific spot. Nothing to worry about there. 20 enemies with a Goliath. I don't know if it has to be done in the same Goliath, but you always get one around like somewhere between round 10 and 20. Reach round 7 without opening a door. Just stay in the starting area and just kill zombies in the starting area until round 7. Nothing too difficult there. 100 enemies behind you with this trident weapon. The trident's really good. You can run in the spa room. I don't know if that one had to be done in a single match, but it's, you know, not really difficult. The real difficulty of this map comes from these two trophies. Reunion is the Easter egg. It's not the hardest Easter egg by any means in Call of Duty, but it's definitely not the easiest one. It does have some complicated steps, like the parkour step. And it can be kind of annoying, and it also takes a long time, plus you have to contend with the Oz boss fights, especially if you're taking too long. We got kind of close to getting through this, but we actually died during the parkouring mission because I was kind of being stupid and I was kind of getting distracted because I had something else I had to do, so that resulted in us not doing that well with it, so that was kind of my fault. It's not terrible, but it's certainly not the easiest one in the franchise. This right here is definitely the hardest trophy in the entire game. This requires you to play in double feature mode, which is unlocked after finishing the Easter egg, and you have to beat the map on that difficulty. Now, on that difficulty, everything turns black and white, your HUD goes away, which is annoying. Zombies take about twice as many hits to kill, which is terrible. You only get points for killing zombies, not from shooting them. Again, terrible. And if you go down, you can't be revived, meaning you don't come back until the next round. Or if, you know, everyone goes down at the same time, there's no way to revive each other. There's also no quick revive in single player, which is really, really dumb because that makes single player version of this, like, impossible. But in co-op, we actually got all the way to the final battle, and I literally dropped dead from, like, not even getting hit. I was activating the infection pad in the center, and I might even include a little video clip of this. But I used the disinfection pad, and it killed the zombies around me, and it seemed to have also killed me for some reason. So I don't know what happened there, if it was some kind of a glitch. I know it probably did it to us on purpose because we would have beaten it because we had Oz down to maybe 2/3 of his health left, and I had really good equipment. So basically we got screwed over, and I'm just not looking forward to doing that one. I'm not looking forward to either of the remaining Easter eggs. I'm certainly not looking forward to the infection trophies. Really, it's just all the bad trophies left that I'm not looking forward to. So before we talk about Just a Phrase by Palki, Planet of the Apes Last Frontier, I got a new copy of it in, and I only earned one trophy in this purely because this was my 19,000th trophy, because I hit 19,000 trophies this week. So this was my 19,000th trophy. I did this just to make sure that it was something I would catch on video, because this was easy to predict. Just complete the prologue of the game, nothing to worry about there. I'm not really going to talk about this game this week because I haven't made enough progress on it. It's an extremely easy platinum. It's like Telltale but easier because all you do is pick dialogue or action choices, like between one of two choices on each thing, so you can just follow a walkthrough. It just takes absolutely forever because there's no way to skip through anything, and you have to beat the game like a minimum of 3 times, I think. And each playthrough takes a minimum of like 2.5 to 3 hours. Plus, there's going to be some save reloading a few times. So it's a long, boring platinum, but at least it's really easy. And the trophies are relatively rare. I mean, the platinum is not a common one. It's only like a 20-something%, I think, on PSN profiles. So it's relatively uncommon, at least. Just a Phrase by Palgi decided to do another Palgi game, and I actually want to do a little bit of a discussion during this video as well about my plans for future stacking of games, because they're changing and I think it's going to be something important to talk about. But the lists are identical for PS4 and PS Vita. This is another very easy Palgi game. This is actually one of the easiest ones because what you're doing is you're hitting a button to correspond to a letter on screen and basically playing a game of Hangman with no lives, so you don't have to worry about failing. It's extremely easy because you can basically just button mash either square or circle through an entire puzzle, and you'll complete it within less than 30 seconds most of the time. So that's by far the fastest and easiest way to do it. That is going to make this a very, very easy platinum. Now, to get the actual trophies, you have to select each letter of the alphabet as the final correct letter. And most of these are really, really easy, but there's a couple you might not get naturally. X and Z are probably the two hardest to get naturally, so there are specific puzzles you might have to go back to get both of these. I did Z on 79 on both versions of the game. Through just button mashing, I was able to get nearly everything on the Vita done except for the Z, which, like I said, I had to go back to. I think it was puzzle 79. We can actually see it here. Yep, 79. So that was where I got it at. There's not a whole lot of puzzles where you can get Z or X. Or actually, no, X wasn't terrible, but I just often selected it too early on. Then you have to complete a phrase with no wrong letters, which is extremely easy if you're following a guide. Complete a phrase in under 60 seconds. You'll get that through the button mashing method. Wait a full minute before picking a letter at any given time. Very easy. Pick the wrong letter. This is going to happen while doing the button mashing. This one will probably happen while doing the whole button mashing thing, but if not, it's very easy. Just go back to any puzzle and do it. This one, you have to select every wrong letter before completing a phase. This one should also come through the button mashing, but if not, you can certainly plan it out. This one, it's hilarious because they know that you could do the game this way, which is hilarious. So just complete a phrase by only pressing one button. Just do it. Half the time, I think triangle might work best for this because it guarantees that the last button you press will be triangle. Usually, but not always. It's a little bit weird about that. Your first choice appeared at least 4 times. I don't think this one's actually missable. I think you're going to get it no matter what. Then complete any phrase for the second time and complete all 120 phrases. There are 120 total, and you do have to do all 120 of them in this game. But, I mean, once again, you can do this in under 2 hours. Nothing really to worry about. Like I said, the beta version's the same. It's not buggy or anything like a few of the versions are. And finally, Battlefield 3. Finally getting started on Battlefield 3! And Iron trophies in the base game and all of the DLCs this week. So we've got quite a bit to talk about with this game. So you have a lot of single-player trophies here. We're not going to discuss those. We're going to discuss the multiplayer here, although there are co-op trophies left that are a little bit lower on priority because those, of course, only require 2 people versus the multiplayer requiring a minimum of 4 people. So here we are for the start of the multiplayer trophies. Some of these I got back in the day. Some of them I just now received. So you have to get the 3 vehicle warfare ribbons, the 4 weapons efficiency ribbons, and the 4 support efficiency ribbons, but you're going to get all of those on the way to earning each ribbon in the game. So these require you to do things like getting a certain number of revives in a round, a certain number of kills with specific weapons. Currently, I have about 10 of them left. I have to do MCOM attack, MCOM defend, win a game of squad rush, play a game of squad rush, win and play a round of squad deathmatch, that's 6 total, maintenance efficiency, which is 7 repairs in a game, and surveillance efficiency, which is 5 motion sensor assists in a game, but those can all at least be boosted. I might also go ahead and just do the TDM CQ and the air superiority ones, even though they aren't, I don't think they're required for trophies, but I might still go for them anyway because that's the only other stuff I'm missing in the ribbon set. Third MVP, and second MVP and first MVP, so that's getting first, second, and third in the game. Those are all very easy to boost. A lot of people probably got them naturally back in the day. The only one I got naturally back in the day, well, not even back in the day, but in 2018 was third place, because I'm not as good at Battlefield as I am at like some of the other first-person shooters out there. And then, of course, you have to reach rank 45, which is awful. It takes absolutely forever. I'm like rank 16, almost 17 right now. It takes a very long time, but there are easy ways to boost it, thankfully. But that is the last priority for the online multiplayer because, of course, we're going to get a lot of stuff done along the way to hitting level 45, so it'll require a little bit less overall boosting in the end. And then take your first enemy dog tag. This is for meleeing an enemy. I'm surprised I didn't get it back in like 2013 when I first bought the game. When did I buy this game? Did I get it in 2013 or 2012? And, oh, I must have gotten it for Christmas of 2011. Okay. So, it's not the easiest platinum in the world. In fact, it's definitely harder than the modern Battlefields. I don't know how Battlefield 4 stacks up to this one, but Hardline is easier to platinum. It takes much longer to 100% though, and will soon actually have an unobtainable 100% for those who are curious. Then there is Battlefield 1, which is a pretty easy platinum and a relatively easy 100%, but it's impossible to do now without boosting, I'm pretty sure, because I don't think there's anyone still really playing the game. Battlefield 5 is just a failure of a game overall, and I don't really know if I ever want to do it, even though it would be kind of cool to do the numbered Battlefields, so Battlefield 1, 3, 4, and 5 would be kind of cool. And then, of course, the bad companies are pretty challenging and extremely time-consuming, even with boosting, so those aren't going to happen. Plus, they got screwy enough servers as it is. So, back to Karkland. This is where we get to the DLCs. And I have a bit of a story about this. We actually rented a server this weekend on, like, late Saturday, only for me to find out that for some reason, all my DLC got uninstalled. And this is not the first problem I had with this game. For those who maybe weren't here last week, I had another issue where for some reason I could not access any of the DLC on my site, or I couldn't even access the multiplayer on any other account. I don't know why that was, and it just makes everything a lot worse because it means we need 4 people instead of 2 people with 2 consoles, or, you know, 4 people, or, you know, 3 people, me with 2 consoles and 2 other people. That would all make it go a lot faster. But in the end, it's not that big a deal. We got almost all of the trophies from the DLC done in about a 24-hour period. Obviously, we weren't playing for 24 hours straight, but during a 24-hour period, we got nearly every miscellaneous trophy done. Basically, all of the non-weapons related ones are done. So as for these trophies, this is one of the hardest trophies in the game. Get a kill with the assault rifle, jet, and tank in a single life, because I suck at piloting planes in all Battlefield games. But of course, it's pretty easy to boost. Then you have to get a kill with each of these following vehicles: the BTR-90, the DPV, and the F-35. Those are all very easy. There's certain maps you want to do each of these on, and they're all listed on the guides on PSN profiles. I would suggest following those because they're pretty solid and pretty helpful. Then you have to get a kill with the skid loader. There's only a few specific maps you can do this on, and it's not something you're probably going to get naturally, but it's very easy to boost. Just run someone over with the skid loader, and you get your one of your 2 silver trophies. Swim in the Oman Hotel swimming pool. Just go to the Oman Hotel and swim in the pool. Do note, though, that for this game, you need 4 people to start a lobby. Even a rented server, you do need 4 people, or else it will not count. It will only count once the match is started and has at least 4 people in it. And I would suggest setting the max to 8 so that you don't hopefully get too many randoms. I've gotten plenty of randoms, but you can just ban them from the server, which is really nice. They'll get really pissed off at you, which is hilarious, but you can do it that way, and I would highly suggest doing it that way. This is the only thing I'm missing from the first DLC, the Gunslinger Trophy. There are 10 back to Karkland weapons. You have to get 10 kills with each. Currently, all I have left is the QBU-88, of which I think I need around 4 or 5 more. I need all 10 kills with the L96. I think I need all 10 kills with the MK3A1, and that should be it. You can get some of them in the scavenger mode, or you can just have someone be nice and drop them for you that has completed the assignments. Because remember, to unlock the weapons for actual use, you have to complete in-game assignments. And I did almost all the ones in Battlefield 1 fully legit. The only 2 I boosted were the Naval Cutlass and the Parabellum that requires you to shoot down planes with a light machine gun. Those are the only 2 that I didn't get naturally, but all the others I got purely on my own, so that one was still possible back in like 2018. This one I would not even want to try to go for most of these assignments these days. It's probably just about impossible because there's so few people playing, and they're all people who love the game and are dedicated. Then we have Close Quarters. Is a pretty similar story. You have to win a round of Conquest Domination, which you can just boost in a rented server. You have to get a kill with a carbine, pistol, and rocket launcher in a single life. Nothing difficult there. I mean, that's very self-explanatory. That one probably wasn't awful to do back in the day. It wouldn't have been easy, but it wouldn't have been too difficult. Jump off the side of Ziva Tower. Very easy as long as you go to the map, and you can, of course, go do it in boosting. Complete a single round of Gunmaster. This is Gun Game, this game's version of Gun Game. Very easy. Just complete a round of it, and you'll get that trophy. All I'm missing here is Show of Force, which is the equivalent from the previous DLC by getting 10 kills with each of the weapons in this DLC. I have a lot more to go here. I need 8 kills with most of them. I still need the Scar-L, the ACWR, the MTAR-21, the LA-86A2, the LSAT, the M417, the JNG-90, and the M5K, which can only be done in scavenger mode or dropped from someone else. I don't think it shows up in Gunmaster, because we tried to boost it a little bit in Gunmaster, but it just was not efficient at all. It was going to take way too long to get through, because you only get 2 kills in a round with each weapon. Then Armored Kill is 100% complete, so that is one of the DLCs complete. I actually finished 2 of them. So you have to get a kill with the gunship, and you have to destroy the gunship. This is done by taking point C on one of the specific maps during this DLC, so it's pretty easy. Just, boost it to make sure that you get a kill with it, as well as shoot it down. Then you have to get 10 kills with each tank, destroyer, and mobile artillery, and there are 2 of each, I believe, so you need something like 40 total kills for this trophy. Not difficult as long as you boost it. Just make sure you have everyone being a medic so you can constantly revive each other. A kill with the quad bike is very easy. Just run someone over with it. You can easily boost it, of course. And win a round of tank superiority. That is a game mode that no one plays anymore, so you're going to need to boost it. Once again, you need to boost basically all this DLC stuff because no one plays the DLC modes and stuff anymore, or the maps. Aftermath is the one that I made the least amount of progress on because it's probably the most time-consuming overall because of the Expo trophies. Now, finding the secret reptile is a map-specific trophy. It's very easy, just as long as you know where to go. And picking up 50 weapons in scavenger mode is also very easy. Just run around constantly picking up weapons until you get the trophy. But then you have the 3 Expo trophies, and while you can pick up the Expo in scavenger mode, and you can have someone drop it for you for this trophy. I actually am surprised I didn't... Well, actually, no, you can have someone drop it for you for both. You have to destroy a vehicle with the Expo, and you have to get a kill with the Expo, the primary weapon, and a hand grenade all in a single life. I did this one in scavenger mode, and this one you can do in any other mode, really. Or you can do it in any mode, but you just have to make sure that there are vehicles there, and you have to have the Expo, but someone can drop it for you. This is the hardest trophy of this DLC because you actually have to unlock all the parts, which requires you to complete some assignments. To unlock the Expo itself, you have to win 3 rounds of Scavenger, which I've won 2 so far. And then all the other ones they're fairly simple requirements. It's, let's see, 20 spot assists, designating 10 vehicles with the SOFLOM designator, get a designated assist. Get 150 meters worth of headshots with sniper rifles, assault rifles, and carbine rifles. 50 sniper rifle kills, 10 headshots with sidearms, 5 hand grenade kills, 5 C4 kills, and 5 grenade launcher kills, like underslung grenade launcher kills. So that is definitely the hardest trophy I have left overall because people can just drop the weapons for you for the other ones, and you can boost everything else. So that's probably about the hardest thing left because, by the way, I've got the squad wipe ribbon done. It's the one for killing a full squad before they can respawn twice in a single match. Thankfully got that one done. We all had enough people to boost it. And then finally there is Endgame. And Endgame is probably the easiest DLC overall for boosting just because doesn't require a whole lot of effort. You have to transport a flag carrier in an air vehicle, so get in a helicopter and fly it while your flag carrier is inside. Capture 1 flag and capture the flag. Those are both obviously very easy. Then you have 3 trophies that you pretty much have to do in the conquest mode on these maps, on these specific maps for this DLC. A kill from the passenger position on a motorcycle. It's not a sidecar, just the actual passenger position. Very easy, especially if you boost. Destroy any air vehicle with AA Jeeps. It can be the gunship. It can be really anything, but helicopters would obviously be fastest. And finally, kill an enemy with a paradropped vehicle. You don't have to be the one that drops it. As long as someone paradropped it, you'll get this trophy. So this is probably the easiest of the DLCs. And Armored Kill's also pretty easy as long as you're boosting everything. So yeah, that's it for Battlefield 3 for this week. But jump the percentage up significantly this week, which is awesome. So, level 76, 85%, 19,031 total trophies, 460 platinums, 2,670 golds, 4,998 silvers, 10,903 bronzes. So, before I talk about my plans for this coming week, let me give you guys my plans for future stacking of games. There was a massive sale, and it's still going on at this point in time, until I think September 10th. And apparently the deals were pretty much the same in both North America and Europe. And if you're really wanting to trophy whore with all of the Ratalaika stacks in, Europe and all, then go for it. But I have made the executive decision pretty much at this point that aside from what is currently in my EU folder on here somewhere, so I still have a few EU games left, as you can see, but aside from what's currently left here, unless it's a game that I really want to play for any reason, such as if it were to be like another stack of, say, a Destroy All Humans game or something like that that I would really want to play again, Unless it's something like that, then I most likely will not be getting any more EU stacks aside from what is currently in my folder. I'm just kind of sick. It's kind of a waste of money, and I'm just really kind of sick of, supporting the easy Garbo plat stacking. I mean, doing it just, North American PS4 and Vita or European PS4 and Vita isn't as bad as going out of your way to make a new account and buy it on other regions. Because, if you're stacking them just on the same region, then you only have to buy it once to get 2 platinums because it's cross-buy. So that's just my thought on that. Maybe I'll make a longer video someday about all this stuff. But that is the current plan, that aside from those few games that are left in the EU store that I have currently on my account, I'm probably not going to be doing too many EU games in the future from this. And as for actual plans for this upcoming week, I don't know how much more Battlefield 3 we're going to get through. Hopefully we can get through all of the DLC and all of the ribbons by the end of this week, to where the only thing I'd have left would be grinding XP and the co-op and the single-player stuff. That would be the goal. Hopefully we can get that far. It shouldn't take that long to grind the remaining weapons kills, so I'm not really too worried about that. It's more just the Expo that I'm a little more worried about, even though I know the Expo stuff isn't really that difficult, but it does take some time. It'll take a couple of matches probably to get through, especially if a lot of us are doing it together. But we will see about that. Hopefully I can get all of that stuff done except for, like I said, the XP grinding, which I need to look at an efficient way to do it. I think there are a couple of fast ways to do it, but, it still takes time, so it's going to take probably a solid 20 hours to get up enough levels unless there's a really fast method. Along with that, I'll be playing through Planet of the Apes: The Last Frontier and hopefully getting that platinum this week. And I might continue working on Advanced Warfare this week, plus I will do my typical weekly Destiny 2 stuff. As for Call of Duty 3, there's going to be one more stream of that to finish that challenge run, which is good, so it's getting close to being done. Just 3 more missions left, hopefully get that done on either Friday or Saturday. There is the possibility that I might have a friend coming down for Labor Day. I need to check with him and see if he wants to come hang out down here for Labor Day weekend, because that's coming up, so we'll see about that and see how that affects the stream schedule. But otherwise, that is probably going to be it for this update. I will have a recipe video out this week. I meant to have it out on Sunday, but I honestly just kind of forgot because I'm tired, because I stayed up till a little around 2 a.m. to boost Battlefield 3 on Saturday, so I'm just kind of tired on Sunday. So thank you guys for tuning into this video. Hope you guys enjoyed it, and see you this week for more content.